You love it how I move you. You love it how I touch you, my one.
Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, and I am so gracious for how many people subscribed and liked this video. And I mean, not like this video, but liked the prank I did on Lauren, and who supported me. Like, this was my very first time actually, doing YouTube for real. And I got so much love for you guys, so I'm so thankful that you guys really like me and you really are vibing with me, because I'm just the type of person where I just vibe, and I don't really do like much of a, bad things or anything like that. But I want to thank you guys so much for subscribing and liking and commenting. It meant a lot to me. I hope you guys are doing great on this Sunday. I know tomorrow's the start of the week, and I just want to make sure everybody at least gets to know me, or just want to like fill me in and kind of see if you really like my channel or not, because you have a lot of people that might not like you, and you have a lot of people that might like you, so you just never know. But I hope anybody that's watching this and you're in North Carolina or South Carolina, that you're okay, and nothing bad is going on and stuff like that, because I actually used to live in North Carolina and I know how it feels. And now I live in Houston, and we had the big storm last year, so I know exactly how you feel. And just keep pushing through. Feel like you need to talk to somebody about anything. That's what I'm here for, and I love helping other people. But before we get into the story time today, which is going to be very juicy, and it's going to be very I don't really know how to put it. It's gonna be very juicy, because this is about my very first boyfriend. So before we do anything, make sure you guys like and hit that subscribe button at the bottom of the page, and make sure you guys comment. During this week, I actually do want to do a Q&A. So I'm going to put a Q&A picture on Instagram, and then I'm going to do one on Snapchat and Twitter. And then you guys can comment down below under the picture and tell me any questions that you want to ask me. You can also do it on YouTube too. So if after this video, if you have any questions that you want to ask me for the Q&A, make sure you put your question at the bottom under the comments, and I'm definitely going to make sure I say your names or whatnot. And I'm very bad with names, so please forgive me if I do say your name wrong, so no worries. But just make sure you guys comment below, and let's get into this story time, because this is going to be very juicy, right? Yeah, juicy. So I met my first boyfriend in the 9th grade of high school. I had strict parents, and I wasn't allowed to like have a boyfriend and stuff at earlier ages and stuff like that. And people might say 9th grade is kind of still young, but it's like you're starting high school, so it's like it's going to be eventually that you're going to have guys like you, and you're gonna have guys that want to date you. So one day I met this guy in my science class, and for right now we're just gonna call him, I don't know, Billy or something like that, because I can't think of a name. So I met Billy in science class, and he, we started off as friends, and he was friends of a mutual friend. And the thing that kind of caught me off guard when I first met him is he went to my middle school, but I never seen him before. Like, I never actually talked to him before. So I was kind of like, oh, that's weird, I've never met you. So he was friends with a mutual friend of mine, and for some reason my friends and then my mutual friend, which is a guy, we were all just this big group of friends. And so we invited Billy in, and he became all of our friends and stuff like that. I sat behind Billy in class, and he was very nerve-wracking around me, and he was kind of weird, and so it was just kind of awkward, but it wasn't awkward. And it was kind of you could tell I had a crush on him, but you couldn't tell he had a crush on me, because I don't know why, but guys hide it more than girls do. So it was kind of weird. But we started talking, and just and mind you, I did not have a phone, so the only time I talked to him was at school. I left school went through the night without no phone, came back the next day. That's how I talked to him. So that's just really how we kind of, talked. So yeah, I met him at school and we started talking, and like we would talk every day. We would walk in the hallways every day. He will start walking me to class like gradually and stuff like that. Like, girls know, they will gradually start walking you to class, and that it's about to be something, because I don't really know any guy friends that walk their girls to class, and a lot of people don't be like, oh, you like them, because it's usually taken upon that if you like somebody, you walk them to class. So I was taking it. So eventually we started to date, and the crazy thing is, this is so funny. The first day that we dated, he was all like, I'm gonna get you a promise ring. And I was just like, whoa, okay, slow down. A promise ring, because I really at first did not believe in that type of stuff. I was just like, oh, okay, whatever. Like, I kind of just let it go. And so he was like, I'm gonna get you a promise ring and this and that and la la la. And I was just like, all right, whatever. And it so happened that that day I went and got my nails painted after school. So I was just like, well, if you do at least give me a promise ring, my nails would be cute. So that's what I was like excited about, because I was just like, well, my nails are cute. So when he put this ring on my finger, it's gonna be, shining and blinging, and my nails gonna be cute, and I'm gonna be popping. So my parents knew about him, so they already knew I had a boyfriend. They allowed me to have a boyfriend my 9th grade year, because they figured I'm growing up, so it was okay and tolerable. I was very trustworthy. I wasn't really doing anything, so the next day came, I'm at school. He gave me a promise ring, like for real, and it was like a blue diamond ring. And it had the regular diamond, and it was a blue diamond, and it was a silver ring, and he gave it to me, and it fit my finger just perfectly. So I was kind of like, where did you get this ring, and how did you know my ring size? Because I'm very small, so it's kind of hard to find my ring size, and my ring size is like a 2.5. So it was just like, how did you know that this ring fits so perfectly? So after that, I went home and I showed my mom. My mom was like, what? Like, and I was just like, yeah, he gave me a promise ring. And both of my parents were looking at each other kind of like, okay, he's crazy and we need to meet him, because you don't just give nobody a promise ring on the second day you're dating. And I was like thinking the same thing. Like, yeah, I'm looking at this ring like, wow. But I started to think, is this ring fake? Because if y'all know them grocery stores that have the little, it's the thing by the door where you can put the quarters in, you can get like rings and stuff. That's what I thought the ring was. But as from the time that we started dating, from the time that our relationship ended, it never rusted, it never turned my finger green, it didn't do none of that. So I was just like, oh, that's crazy. So after that, it was just months go by, relationships and stuff like that, and it got to a point to where I met his mom and his family. He met my mom and my dad and everything like that. So it was kind of like a this shirt. So it was kind of like a, our parents knew that we were dating, so everything was cool. But I don't know exactly what happened, but it got to a point in time where I kept getting like in trouble a lot, and I kept like doing things like I kept lying to my parents about where I would be after school. I kept failing classes. It was just bad because I let this relationship take the best of me. So I just was more worried about this relationship more than I was worried about school. And I was always a good student, but I don't know what in that case took over me to just not care. So it got to a point to where I was almost grounded. Like almost every other week I was getting in trouble for different things that I would it was just dumb stuff that teenagers do that I would get in trouble for, and grounded. Can't do nothing, can't go outside, can't do nothing. He can't come over to my house. He can't, hang, we couldn't do anything. And the crazy thing about it is I missed out on homecoming and everything, and it was just bad. And the crazy thing is the relationship ended because of his mom. His mom told him to break up with me because I was a bad influence on him. And he was a football player and he made straight A's and B's and stuff like that. So he was always in the clear of everything. Like, he was never in trouble. He was never doing anything. It was just blankly like, you know, I'm messing up. I'm just doing everything and I'm not good for him. So she made him break up with me. So at that point, it was kind of like very heartbreaking because I considered him like my very, very first boyfriend. And anybody knows, you usually consider your very first boyfriend your first love. So that's how I kind of felt. And I kind of felt like bombarded because I'm just like, I thought your mom liked me. Like, why would she tell you that? And so it kind of like hurt me to a soul, to where I was just like, wow, like, you listen to your mom, like, instead of coming to me and talking to me about it, you actually just broke up with me. So it kind of got into a very, you know, bad situation, and it was a very, very, very nasty breakup. Like, it was bad. Like, I'm not going, that's a whole different, you know, but at that point it was like kind of a mutual thing. Eventually it became a mutual situation to where we saw each other, we would speak, but it would never be a conversation. It would never be a, oh, what's up, how you doing? It would just be a hey and a bye, and that would be it. And so when it came to that, it was kind of like, okay, this is reality. We're never gonna get back together ever. And you know, and yeah, like, it was a lot. And the thing is, it was a lot of girls at that school that wanted to fight me because of him, because they liked him and he chose to date me. So it was kind of a lot of, you know, back and forth. And me being in high school, I was very sweet. I was not the type of person to be in drama. It was, for some reason, people would input me in because they just wanted to fight me. So they would say that I said something just so they could, you know, jump on me and stuff like that. So that situation got bad. And I ended up switching schools. And my sophomore year, I went to a different school, but it was in the same state, like, you know, the same county. So he was still at the same school and I was at a different school. But we ended up talking and, you know, just, you know, vibing back with each other, but we never got back together ever. So we would always talk, but then it got to a point to where we moved to Houston and I lost contact with almost everybody in North Carolina, and I just really stopped talking to a lot of people. And I seen him on Instagram and I reached out to him and we started back talking, and, you know, like, just different things. His life had totally changed. He became a whole different type of person. He was always in, like, doing drugs and running the streets and doing, like, gang, like, related activities, and it wasn't nothing like him. So it was like he was always in and out of trouble. He was always in trouble with the law. He was always on probation. It was always a situation I never understood why. So me moving here, we never dated ever again. Like, after 9th grade year, we never dated again. So just keep that in mind, like, never dated again. So we get to a point in time where we're talking and we're talking about being back together, but it hasn't really came across like how we're gonna do it because he's in a different state. So it just really wasn't taken seriously. So then eventually he told me that he had a baby on the way. And that shocked me, and it really did. At the time, it broke my heart because I always felt like he was the one I was gonna have kids with. But, you know, things changed. So it did break my heart, but it was just like kind of expected because of the things he was doing. So I was just like, oh, okay. Like, and it was kind of shocking. And that same day, actually, at school, I was in my senior year of high school. That same day, one of my friends was like, one of an old friend of mine had, what did she do? I think she texted or DM'd me or something like that on Twitter. And she was like, have you seen the news? And I was like, no, I don't watch the news for North Carolina. I watch the news for Texas, but not North Carolina. So then she sent me a link that took me to the news station for North Carolina, and it showed that my ex-boyfriend, Billy, was on the news for murder. Like, and I was just like, oh my God, like what? And I'm just in such distraught right now. Like, I'm just sitting there in class just thinking, like, how did his life end up into this? Like, how did he end up becoming a murderer? Like, what? And so I actually texted him. I was like, so you're on the news for, you know, murder. Like, did you do it? And he was like, no, they're saying it's attempted murder. He was like, I did not do it and this and that. And, you know, just telling me that he didn't do it. But I'm like, I really feel like you did something, because like it's weird. Like, you're on the news, so it's very serious. So after that, we lost contact for a minute, like for a good minute. I started modeling, and then that's when I heard from him again, and he would like comment on my pictures, and he'd be like, oh, you're so pretty and this and that. And so then some months go by, I ain't hear from him, and somebody from his family posted on his page, and it was like, if you want to send, this is the address, and you can write him and, you know, whatnot. So I'm just like, oh, he's in jail. Like, that's why he's gone. Like, I was just like, I no wonder why I haven't seen him on Instagram. So he was in jail this whole entire time. And so I took the initiative and I wrote a letter to him. And I was asking, what did you do? Like, be honest with me. Like, I just want to know what you did. And he let me know from the tip of the T what he did and what he didn't do. So I was just like, okay, so how many months you got? How long you gonna be in there for? He didn't even know. So it just got to a point to where I'm just like, wow, like, this is crazy. Like, I can't believe you're like really there right now. And so him and my mom were very, very close. Like, my mom would talk to him a lot, and she would always be kind of like that motherly love to him, because he didn't really have that. So that's what she was to him. So eventually, I got in contact with somebody, I think his aunt, and we were talking, and she was letting me know what was going on, what the lawyers were saying and everything like that. And so as a point of right now, he's about to get out, but I probably won't hear from him, which is fine, because I love my life now, and I'm okay with not hearing from him. I'm in a new relationship. I love my relationship, and you know, the past is the past. But just the moral of this story is, and you know, and I forgot to mention this, nothing that he did was, everything that he got charged for, he didn't do. So he was basically in there for basically violating probation, kind of. So he was in there for like a year. So that's what he had to do. So, but the moral of this kind of story is basically, don't let anything or any relationship or anybody control what you do. Don't let people peer pressure you to do anything. Don't let nobody tell you what to do. Don't follow behind people, because you're going to end up just like Billy, because that's what he did. He went from being this nice, sweet guy to me and everything to being this drug dealer guy who's doing all this stuff. Like, you just have to make sure you watch who you are around and watch what you do, because you don't want to end up like Billy. That is why I did the story time, period, point blank. So besides that, that's it for today's story time. I just wanted to do a story time on my first boyfriend and where is he now and what's going on, and that is a wrap for today, because I don't want to talk about him too much longer. I really don't care. I just wanted to give you guys a story time that had a lesson to it, you know. So make sure you guys like and subscribe, and make sure you guys comment. Remember, I am doing a Q&A, so if you want to get to know me, you want to know about Ariane, please let me know. You know, Make sure you guys let your friends know, let your friends know to subscribe to my channel, because I'm the person that's gonna give you all the tea, that's gonna give you all the funny stuff, all the pranks, and all this extra stuff, you know, that you guys like, if you guys are enjoying my videos each and every time you watch it. Make sure you guys are having a great week in school. Please, please, please have a great week in school. I'm going to upload a video tomorrow. Hopefully, if you guys see this, you guys can start dropping these questions like clockwork, and I will do the Q&A tomorrow. I promise. I'll do the Q&A tomorrow. If you guys can start dropping questions tonight, I'll do it tomorrow. That's a promise. Also, get this video to 100 likes, maybe to 200 likes, and then I will see you guys later. Bye, Ari Squad.